Imagine standing on the edge of everything you know, feeling that gnawing heat inside, the one that screams you're meant for more, that the world as it is, right now, just doesn't cut it. Every founder, every leader, every person who's ever dared to build something real knows this pain. It's not a little discomfort. It's a roaring fire burning through doubt, the heavy arms of convention, and the choking grip of mediocrity. That fear, that uncertainty when stepping into a new market, it's crushing. It's like being thrown into deep waters without a life vest, surrounded by sharks circling your dream. The question that haunts you is relentless. How do the unicorn founders do it? How do they enter new markets and not just survive? They dominate, reshape, explode into something revolutionary. Here's the brutal truth no one tells you. It's not luck. It's not just timing. It's not a flashy pitch or millions in funding that separates those founders who create legendary companies from the rest. The real difference? They completely refuse to play by the old rules. They don't just enter a market, they rewrite what that market even means. When you're caught in the grind, building something new and bold, you face the crushing weight of invisibility. Your product feels like it's shouting into a void. Investors want safe bets. Customers want proven solutions. The system nods politely, but watches you like a ticking bomb. In those moments of despair, the temptation to conform is overwhelming, to stop fighting the current, to settle. But every single unicorn founder has stood at that exact crossroads and chosen to burn the rulebook. They see the rules as chains. They ask themselves, what if the market I want to enter isn't waiting for me to play by its rules? What if I'm the one who frames the game? They don't start by building a better product. They start with an obsession, an almost terrifying focus on the unspoken truths of the market. They dive into what everyone ignores, the fears, the frustrations, the hidden needs. They become masters of empathy that goes beyond surveys and data points. It's almost like they can read the souls of their customers and partners. They're out there hunting for pain, real, unfiltered, gut-wrenching pain, and they craft solutions so sharp and precise that it feels like a lifeline. This is not some surface-level marketing trick. It's a deep, almost ruthless excavation into the very bones of the market's brokenness. They don't sell what people say they want. They anticipate what people will realize they need only once it's in front of them. But what about the fear, the risk, the endless unknown? Here's where the difference explodes. Unicorn founders don't waste energy chasing comfort. They clutch discomfort like a weapon, knowing that real transformation comes when everything inside screams to stop. They embrace the chaos, the sleepless nights, the blowback from every mistake, because that pain is a sign of growth, a signal that they're moving the needle. They understand something most don't. The market won't bend for you. You have to be the unrelenting force that compels the market to move. And guess what else? They don't settle for consensus, for the middle ground. They thrive on polarizing the market, creating edges sharp enough to cut through noise. This means they create customers, believers, and users who are not lukewarm, but absolutely fiery in their devotion. That intensity converts skeptics into evangelists, accelerates growth, and builds communities that become impossible to ignore. Sometimes, to win big, you have to alienate, and these founders do it unapologetically because they're not here to make everyone happy. They're here to make the right ones obsessed. Now here's the hardest part for most people to get. Unicorn founders are fiercely patient. They play the long game with a relentless hunger. While it looks like overnight success, it's years of invisible work behind the scenes, learning, iterating, breaking, burning, rebuilding. They don't crave quick wins. They don't chase vanity metrics or shiny headlines. They chase durability and genuine impact. They plan to outlast competitors who blink, pause, or give up. But this isn't just about tactics or strategies. It's about mindset. The belief that you are not a victim of the system, no matter how many walls the world builds around you. Unicorn founders know the system is fragile, and its truths are illusions crafted for comfort, control, and conformity. They reject being prisoners of those illusions. They know freedom isn't given, it's taken. They become sovereign entities, defining success on their own terms and refusing to be boxed into existing frameworks. They seek out the few who burn as they do, the rare people willing to challenge, to innovate fiercely, and to collaborate without ego. They understand that power is forged through connection, not in isolated struggle. They build autonomous networks, tribes that amplify their vision, push each other beyond limits, and create a resonance that shakes markets to their core. This synergy is brutal and beautiful. It unites the misunderstood and turns misalignment into unstoppable energy. So if you're feeling that fire inside right now, that itch that says you're supposed to be more, to break free from the false comfort offered by the status quo, then here's what you must do right now. Stop looking outward for permission or validation. Stop trying to play by the rules set by people who fear your potential. Begin dismantling every assumption you hold about what's possible. Dive deep into the raw pain of the people you want to serve. Find their darkest frustrations and craft an offering so honest and necessary that resistance is impossible. Be ready to burn everything else to keep it alive, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Line up with the few, not the many. Seek out those rare allies who are unafraid of breaking norms and building futures others deem impossible. Form bonds that don't just help you scale. They transform you into a force of nature that shapes reality. And finally, embrace patience like a warrior embracing her weapon. Your ambition must outlast rejection, setbacks, and the bleak moments. Eternity favors those who play the long game, not the satisfied, comfortable majority. The market is not a fixed game. It's a living challenge, waiting for the few who have the courage to leap beyond it, to reshape the battlefield before the first shot is fired. Unicorn founders don't wait for the world to accept them. They refuse to be reduced to statistics or stereotypes. They engineer their own space, create their own reality, and build empires from the edge of what's known. It's a brutal path. It's lonely at times. But it's the only way to make the impossible real. So the burning question isn't how to play the game. It's how to burn the game down and build what comes next from the ashes. Because that's what unicorn founders do differently. They're not just founders. They are architects of new realities. And if you feel that unbearable tension inside, that quiet voice demanding more, it's calling you to become one of them, to stop waiting for change and be the fire that changes everything.